There we go. We are good to go. Hell yeah. Hello, how you guys doing? Hello. Hello, hello. Oh, whoops. Let me fix that. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't full there. Anywho. So yeah, we are, Merry Christmas, first of all, I should say right now. I hope you guys are having fun. Yes, Akira, I got a new microphone, and it also comes with a soundboard. Boo womp. Anyway. But yeah. I'm having a blast. So today, on this stream, we back at it again at Krispy Kreme's with my favorite topic, Death Battle. So now we're gonna be making a bingo sheet for next season, which is usually tradition for some people in the versus community. I like making them because I think it's fun. It's a nice little trivial thing. Thank you, Tristan. And Bogus. By the way, mic quality good? Zam. Thanks, Waluigi. I can always count on you for support. But we'll also talk about my reasonings for picking these specific matchups as well. I have a list here actually. Damn it, what? Hey. Alright, so I think the first matchups we'll do. I do need a background here, so yeah, I'll add that later. I'll add the background to it later. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll do like we'll do comic book matchups because those are the easiest ones to get out of the way. So the first comic book match I'm putting on here is going to be Ant-Man. Excuse me. It's gonna be, I think, will be Ant-Man versus Adam. Who do I think Cole, Bill's? Bill versus Discord's debatable. Cole is gonna mollywop Alex though. Like, I've seen 0 win cons for Alex. Excuse me, I'm a bit sick. But anyway, Ant-Man versus Adam is the first one we're doing. For obvious reasons, Ant-Man 3 coming out next year makes a lot of sense for them to do it as a promotional type thing, or at least right off of the general hype to that movie. Plus, even if Adam is not well known, Ant-Man by himself would be enough to carry in the viewership. Yeah, I know, Robot. I don't know why, but I just woke up one day. I had a stuffed nose, and my sinuses were completely fucked. So that's a neato burrito. I should make them small, but whatever. Can't wait for even more 11D build discussion. Ah, yes, 11D build. Personally, I only have Bill at 5D because that's the most reasonable to me. I don't know the 11D argument. Damn, bro. Mogus, you can say whatever you want, man, or on the matchups. Like, just be open. Big win factors for us having here is they infecting Cole doesn't work because he has literally a built-in immunity system for the virus. Basically, he can't get infected as people think he can. Also, Cole just stat stomps. I don't know why this reset. There we go, much better. Anyway. Well, yeah, technically speaking, the fruit space is the champion battles. I made this like a week ago before the champion battles got revealed because I didn't think they were going to reveal them in the teaser. A quantum level, and Cole can Durnig that, so it doesn't really matter. I never said Alex was weak to electricity. I said that he can resist it because of the electricity. It's much more nuance, I guess, would be the word to describe it. But the next one we'll do is another, I think, a very obvious one. I want to put at least 2 Marvel versus DC matchups on here because, you know, it's very popular for Death Battle. And the second one I'm going to pick for this bingo sheet is Moon Knight versus Azrael. Moon Knight was a huge success for the most part. And I think that, generally speaking, Moon Knight would just give views just based on the show. I hope I'm explaining this well. Basically, my thought process on a bunch of these is just what would get attention and what is A, relevant, and B, what is going on currently. So we're gonna do Moon Knight versus Azrael. Right, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The dude on the tube. That's a good name. Yeah. God. As much as I do like this matchup, God, the debate for this is gonna be hellish. Fucking hate debating DC Street Tier matchups now. It used to be so much simpler. Scarecrow versus Mysterio is a possibility, yeah. I've seen that one get tossed around a bit. Me personally, though, I think Moon Knight is a more likely potential. So, let's see here. I think Discord feels chaos. It is true, but I'm curious about a lot of other things with Bill. I wanna do a much more thorough look into Bill because I have some info on Bill, but I just don't have like a super in-depth nerd emoji look into him. It's a little laggy, but I will not stop. Anyway, there we go. Okay, so we got that out of the way. I'm thinking now we do the corner pieces. So what I like to do for corner pieces is that I like to do 2 characters by themselves and 2 franchises. And so what I'm thinking for the first one is a bit of a... It's an interesting pick, but I think in terms of more obvious choices, I'm gonna pick for the first corner Killer Instinct because I think Killer Instinct has a very good chance of coming back next year. We have not gotten a video game matchup at all last year, so it would make a lot of sense if they did something like Liu Kang versus Jago, or or Cervantes versus Spinal, which they brought up recently, I believe, in a recent Death Battle cast. I'm not sure which one it was, but I do remember them talking about Killer Instinct, specifically with Liam saying the most likely Killer Instinct matchup. Next Killer Instinct rep is either Jago or Spinal, or something to that degree. So I'm gonna just stick Killer Instinct in the corner here. We'll do a diagonal, so Killer Instinct will go in this corner, and then we'll do the second franchise thing. For this corner, another character I think is we'll do a character next, and the most likely character, or a character I think will be coming in next season, who, however, though I don't know who he might be fighting, is another returning one, that being Guts from Berserk. I think Guts is one of the most requested run-back characters I've seen, and I think that it would make a lot of sense for him to come back and get his own episode, especially since they've shown interest in bringing him back pretty frequently. But the reason I'm putting him in his own corner is I don't know if he'll fight Claire, or I don't think he'll fight Dimitri. I'm very, how you say, mixed on it. So then let's go with the second corner. Now the second corner, though, I have a bit of an interesting pick for it. I flip-flopped between this for a while because I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it in their own section or their own matchups. But what I think that let me grab it real quick first. I think that Devil May Cry might come back. I think Dante, but the thing is, I'm not sure who would come back. I'm not sure if they would do Dante versus someone else, because Kratos versus Asura, or would they do Nero versus Hellboy? It's kind of a torn thing here. Core treatment by Robot, I would agree with you, but they don't like Kirito, as far as I'm aware. And also, if Kirito were to come in, he'd probably fight Captain N, which is very funny. Yeah, DMC is a franchise I'd like them to come, or to get a matchup for. I want Nero versus Hellboy, just to have Hellboy on the show. Hellboy, my goat. And then for the second corner, for the second character, uh-oh. We good? Okay, I was about to say, I was just looking at the connections, the stream health. Anyway, so I think the next character I'm going to put in so true, Robot. Anyway, I said if Kirito was to get on the show, he's going to probably fight Captain N. Or they just don't bring him on at all because they don't like Kirito. Or, from what I remember at least. Anyway, I think that we're getting another boys matchup. Now, the one I think is Billy. Billy's the most likely. Unfortunately, I don't know who he would fight. I don't know if he'll fight Stain. I think they would do Negan of all things, which is very funny. They get a reverse Omni-Lander situation. But I'm not 100% sure type deal. He ain't fighting Neo, that's for sure. I really hope he doesn't fight Neo too. Anyway, let's get another obvious matchup out of the way with, or another matchup that they could theoretically do for a promotional to another big property. That being Bowser versus Eggman. Makes the most sense, after all. New Mario movie coming out next year. That's a big opportunity to have it open up. I actually think that the opener to the season will probably be Bowser versus Eggman, just to coincide with the movie release. That's my theory, at least. You can call it a tinfoil if you want. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Bowser vs. Eggman is just one of those matchups you need to do like a premiere treatment or a season finale material type situation, just to give them their dues. You know what I mean? Dream Bowser vs. Time here. True, that would go kind of hard, not gonna lie. What character should? No one, because I don't like Madness of Combat. I joked about what was it, Tricky versus Pennywise, which is what I thought would be funny, because haha, funny killer, interdimensional killing clowns. But I don't really care enough about Madness Combat to give a straight answer. Okay, hold on, let me reposition Bowser here, Bowser and Eggman here. Yoink the Bowser. I'll render back in here. Yeah, we'll do something like this. Okay, so another one that I think is another one we could put on here, I'm gonna put on here, is good old, is a Naruto, well, it's a Naruto matchup, I should say, and it's one you probably would know.
When you see Zook in school, he was constantly out of fuel. All he does is follow
this.
me like a stinking...
Gonna swap that. Yeah, I'm trying to download the render here. It's gonna take a second. Right now, I'm just trying to pick a track just to sit on for the moment. We'll go ahead and do this one. Okay, there we go. Yes, sir. Mogus, you are correct. Vader versus Obito. This is like the most blatant Naruto matchup that is probably going to be next. It is one of the most requested matchups, period. It's super debatable, and it's not even like not just like a death battle thing. It's super popular in general as like a matchup. Plus the team 100% wants to do this, which I don't blame them. It's a cool idea. I'll be down for it. I've also liked the talk around this matchup for the most part. It's always interesting to see the back and forth between which matchup. I just need a beta render. Yeah, I'm also checking the stream health because I'm not sure if it's lagging or not. So let's go ahead and stick Vader Obito right in that box. I really hope though they do like a Vader. They do Vader when they do Vader versus Obito. They don't use the unmasked version of Obito. I like it when Vader's render matches with Obito's, and it's just the his mask. Drink some water real quick. Make him kiss, so true. Just look at the chat here. Anyway, I think we should be fine. Yeah. Okay. This is what we got so far. It's not bad. These are pretty solid choices. So cross them out here, but we do need a couple oddball picks. So what better way to do oddball picks than with something that a lot of people wouldn't see coming? And with that, let's do another anime / video game matchup. You might know where I'm going with this. Yeah, sure, fuck it. I'll use this one. Oh shit, Discord. Fuck. Alright, anyway. Yes, so we got good old Koro Sensei here, you know, this jolly boy, the jolly man. Yeah, we'll stick him here. I don't really have a placement for any of this, so yeah. Indeed, you are correct. It is Monokuma versus Koro Sensei. I'll be honest with you, I don't like this matchup at all. I think Danganronpa on the show sounds super fucking cringy. Because Danganronpa in general is cringe, but I can see it happening just because it would fit with the, whoa, I never saw this coming. Plus, I know there's people who do want it on the show. By the way, is the stream good or is it fucked right now? I prefer Lord Death versus Koro Sensei because it has the best setup ever. Ah yes, can you explain to me why you were trying to have my kids murder you? Ah yes, it's because it's good training. Yeah, anyway. Get the other. So, I know there's been a lot of talk recently about Gru versus Megamind happening. I've seen it get thrown around quite a bit. And, you know, I don't blame him. It's a good matchup. I hope they do it at some point. Mogus, go ahead and say, good sir. While I grab the next PNGs here. Splinter versus Shifu. Yeah, yeah, Gino. So that is why I am not putting it on the bingo sheet. I'm actually putting a different DreamWorks idea with Hero and Baymax versus Hiccup and Toothless. Based on how positively they spoke of this idea, I can see them doing it. I think that this is it'd be a nice way to bring in more movie-based stuff. Oh, on a really note, Oro versus. Wait, movies. Yeah. Just do something like this. Yeah, fuck it. Just go 3D. Honestly, it would depend on how they would do it 3D wise. I think a 3D episode is gonna be either gonna be hit or miss, like heavily. It ultimately depends on what they do in that animation. Which is why I'm very hesitant on it. But so let's see. I'm just looking through this. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So I think another matchup I'm gonna put on here. I don't know. Hero and Baymax fly towards an island and they shoot a missile at it, and it blows up a house. Problem solved for that. Anyway, I know it's not likely and definitely not on their radar, but I'm a huge fan of Gore Majima versus Trevor Phillips. I saw. Yeah, I like Majima versus Trevor still. It's been cool. So I'm trying to think. What was the one I was gonna get? Oh, right. So with yes, please. Okay, we are good to go. Next. So, I think I can safely say with high confidence that one of the 3D episodes that we might get next year, thanks to the success of Sonic vs. Lich King, and thanks to it being a specific person's most looked at matchups recently, or one of his more liked ideas, I can probably safely say we probably are going to get Dovahkiin versus Chosen Undead as a 3D episode next year. I think it's a cool idea. I'd be down to get some Dark Souls and a Skyrim run. It'd be actually kind of nice if they then did next year. They did Aldo versus Deathwing. Please, our Lord and Saviors. Lord Savior. Here's what we got so far. It's not bad. We got some pretty solid choices here. So don't do Don't know much about this stuff. Yeah, this Skyrim or crack. In terms of what it's got, that's all I wanted to perish. Alden versus Deathwing is the goated matchup. It's the best Deathwing matchup. Ghidorah fucking mid. King Midora. Anyway, Midoriya. I need a fucking cough drop. Give me that Halls. Deathwing, Ghidorah literally has no connections to Deathwing. The only thing I see good about Deathwing versus Ghidorah is the fact that it's not a scale issue. But even then, Ghidorah or Alduin can grow, so it's not like the biggest scale issue you can think of. I thought I had a good. So the next matchup. Smog. Oh, Smog from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I've seen that one get thrown around a couple times in the past, but can't say much on it. Yeah, sure. So I've been trying to find. That was fucking weird. Yeah, so Satan vs. Shazam is interesting. I'm contemplating if I want to put that on the sheet or not, because Shazam has been on the radar quite a bit, and he's getting a movie this year as well. It would make a lot of sense for them to bring Shazam in and have him fight Sam. It's also a very goated matchup. Oh, by the way, the next one I'm putting on here is Kazuya versus Wesker, because Tekken 8 is coming out this year, and so is Resident Evil 4's remake. I think, generally speaking, this is a very obvious choice, again, for tie-ins, for media, for relevant media. It's kind of like a thought process. You gotta think like you gotta be big brain and think like a business. Alright, I saw Blackstar. You had me at first. I saw Blackstar. And then I saw Zenitsu, and I immediately turned my brain off, because I do not like Zenitsu at all. Because it is the one time it's one of few instances where I would side with the My Hero character if he got on the versus or on a show like Death Battle, and he fought like what's his name, Kaminari, because I do not like him at all. Blue Beetle's another option. There's a lot of DC media coming out. It'd be a good year for comic book matchups, if I'm being honest. But going back to My Hero for a second, we are probably getting another My Hero matchup, just so they can have something. Not what I wanted. Something to tie in. Well, not tie in, but because My Hero's finishing up this year, and so they can follow up with what Deku versus Asta. Because Death Metal has a trend of bringing franchises that they haven't brought back in a while the next season, or just doing a matchup next season. And I think there's actually 3 very likely ideas. It's either All For One versus Toshiro from One Punch Man, Rengoku versus Mirio, which is the one I'm putting on here, because it would be a nice follow-up to Jonathan versus Tanjiro. Also, Demon Slayer doing numbers. Or, I can't believe I'm saying this, Yang versus Bakugo. I'm gonna hope to the gods almighty they do not do Yang versus Bakugo, because I do not like Yang versus Bakugo. Squidward vs. Bakugo is the goated matchup. It's not. Unironically, too, you can also have it just be the climax be Krakatoa versus, I don't remember what Bakugo's best technique was called, but you get my point, though. It also probably would be debatable at the end of the series, which is very funny. So true, Gino. Yeah, so that's another thing too. It's like, you got Billy down here. He could fight Stain, or he could fight Negan, which is another option for him. I think Negan would actually be kind of interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of The Walking Dead, but I like Negan as a character. Street Fighter's... Honestly, Street Fighter's kind of weird. It's in the weird spot where it's like, they could do it, but not quite. It has zero purpose, makes zero sense. Kind of like Yang versus Bakugo, where it only exists because just to appease the My Hero fans and the Ruby haters. All right, Mogus, we at least agree on that. So I respect it. But back to comic books, because we're going back to comics again. So we got a lot of interesting options for that. Didn't crash again? No? Okay. So I think, so Marvel is kind of interesting. We are most likely getting a Guardians rep, and we're most likely getting another. If we do get a Marvel rep, we could be against a non-DC character, is what I'm trying to say. But there is one character that has been requested to come back for a long time, and he is to fight a Marvel rep. I think you know where I'm going with this. Jakai hit the nail on the noggin. Yes, indeed. I think Ghost Rider vs. Spawn could potentially happen for one very crucial reason. Ghost Rider has the second highest viewed modern death battle episode. It is only topped by Omni-Man vs. Homelander. Ghost Rider vs. Lobo has over 8.5 million views on it. That is like free money right there. I do too, Mogus, but this, to me personally, this is the most likely option. Could be wrong though, you never know. They could hit us with the fastball and do like a Demi Fiend, or my preferred being, the funny Doom Man. that I won't shut the fuck up about. The irony is very strong there. I mean, there is a likelihood of that, but come on. This is just free money. And Death Battle is a business after all. Business. I'm good with words, can you tell? Alright, after I do this, I gotta blow my nose. Okay. Give me 1 second, I'll blow my nose real quick. I'm back. Fuck, that's the wrong one. I meant to do the wah sound. Or was it this one? Yeah, so it's looking good so far. Robot, perfect timing. Because Pokemon is very interesting. We haven't gotten a Pokemon matchup in a while. So what I'm thinking is we could get a Pokemon rep next season. But it's another instance of who would it be then? Because there's 3 options for that. Team Rocket versus Pilaf Gang, Mewtwo versus Black Greymon, and Ash versus Yugi. Good lord. King versus Incineroar. So true. The GOAT. Man, I really want King on the show. He's such a cool character. Anyway, I think Mewtwo vs Black Greymon is the most likely. Just because I remember specifically hearing that they were researching Digimon again. Which is probably because they wanted to do, Gogeta versus Omnimon. But then, things changed, obviously. So maybe they'd be like, hey, we got all this info on all these characters on Digimon. Can we do a matchup for it? Because we could probably make easy work out of it. It's like, okay, sure. Wait, also I need Mewtwo. It is free money, don't get me wrong. Actually, I just remembered, there's also another idea that's likely. Kyogre versus Chaos. That's another one I just remembered. They could double down on fucking what's it called, Sonic next year, which I wouldn't be surprised by. Yeah, I agree with you, Yoshi. N versus Kaiba is just a better version of Ash versus Yugi, because unlike with Yugi, who just would one-shot Ash on the spot, at least Kaiba would put up some form of a fight. God. You know what's really sad is that I've never seen, despite all the people who like the matchup, I've never seen someone who actively advocates for Ash versus Yugi actually give me or explain the fight dynamic, is what I'm trying to say. They've never been able to explain how the fight would play out. And the reason for that is because of how much of a scale issue and how one-sided it realistically is as a fight. Because Yugi has so much crap he can throw at Ash to where he nullifies everything that Ash can do. Ash versus Yugi fist fight. You know, you got Thick Grimes has a point. You just don't give him anything and just have him in a cage. It's like Yakuza style. But I know I saw someone ask this, or I'm sorry I skipped over you. But Ultra, who asked? I am very excited for next year because we're going into it blind, and I like that. I like having. I'm good at English, can you tell? Anyway, I'm very interested. Fuck. I'm very excited to see what next year. I'm hoping it'll be better than the finale image. Why can't I select this? Connection. It's not letting me select this. That's why is it not letting me? For some, okay, come on, Photoshop, really. I think it's lagging right now or something. I wouldn't say lagging, it's stalling. Fucking Adobe, man, come on. Alright, we'll do this for now. And then we'll erase the smaller one once I do this. There we go. Now it let me delete it. I've seen people, including me, hoping for Peter vs. Homer. That would be kind of surprising. Everyone was. Honestly, if they want to do Pokemon. Yeah, but Yoshi basically just gave me. I actually think, Bunker, I was actually talking about this. Because I thought Frisk vs. Nest was a likely option just because the team likes it. But I think the more likely option for Nest is going to be Raz, because Ben likes that idea. Which, goated Ben W. What else? I'm looking through my list here. Here we go. This one, actually. Let's do the Guardians matchup. I'm going to do the Guardians matchup that I wanted to put on here. So, in terms of Guardians, with Guardians 3 coming out, it makes sense for them to do a Guardians of the Galaxy character. They've been requested for a while to be on the show, and I understand why people want them. They're cool. But I don't think Stitch vs. Rocket is going to be it. I think the more likely one would be a Star-Lord matchup. You know, I see why people say Ash vs. Yugi, so I'm not going to question it. But man, that episode's gonna suck ass. Anyway, so for Star-Lord, I think in terms of Star-Lord ideas, there's really only one option, and that is Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. Dread it, run from it, Mogus. Shepard versus Star-Lord will arrive all the same. Yeah, because I mean, I remember hearing they had interest, or some of the people had interest in this idea. But Yoshi, you brought up JoJo, I saw, so let's get the obligatory JoJo matchup out of the way. Just be chilling in the background. That's actually pretty funny. So on to the JoJo idea. It's the funny Brandon needs matchup. So true. I wouldn't say Joker vs. Jordan really needs to happen. It should happen at some point, but I don't think it should happen. I guess now would be the best thing to say. It would make Matthew happy. Who is Matthew? Tell me more about this. Sharp Claws is correct, because I think based on the pitches for the fireside, based on Liam's face, he really wanted to talk about Kira versus Adachi, and I think the reason he couldn't was because this is probably in the next episode. I might go back and change the Hiccup and Toothless and Hero and Baymax images, but maybe not. I'm not sure. Hell yeah, it's a Chad matchup. It is cool. I like this a lot. It's the goated Persona JoJo Sona. Plus, if we get it'd be funny too if they did. The first rep was from Persona 3, the second one would be from Persona 4, and then they do Joker vs. Jordan next from Persona, who's from Persona 5. Need to get an Adachi match. I like when you search up Adachi, the first thing you get for that is the fucking small Adachi meme, where he's just a midget. Why do I find I never really grew up with Cole and Alex, so I can't really say. I've seen their games, and I've played them before, and it's just like, damn bro, it's kind of boring. I think Prototype is more interesting though, just because you run around like a dumbass. My preferred for Ash Williams is Frank West, the GOAT. Let's see here. I am just crossing off some ideas on here. Oh, okay. We're doing this one next. Because he had the... I'm not gonna say what this one is, because it says for himself. Because it speaks for itself. Yeah, I'm getting both PNGs first. Mogus, what do you think I'm gonna say? Come on, Mogus, what's the matchup? No, it is not Frieza versus Megatron. I have a Transformers idea on here, but it's not that. So, don't worry. So it is... So it is going to be... Hey, look who it is. This is not a Dragon Ball man. Look who it is. It's the man himself. The man who stands above it. And there's just one more thing. There he is. There he is. I'm actually fucking putting this on here because, Jesus, this is just gonna happen at some point. And I might as well just put it on here. It's gonna make people mauled too when it happens. It's gonna be funny. Not a huge fan of branded vocal tracks, but this one is Reverse Rosé goes hard as fuck, bro. Anyway, we're gonna do that. Go ahead, Mogus. That's not Walter. Dude, the team fucking wants to do, or the higher, I wouldn't say the team, I think the higher ups for the most part, like Ben, Chad, and Liam all had interest in the matchup. Granted, they also had interest in, I guess, Walter too, but come on, the amount Columbo has been Easter egged in two of the most recent episodes, and Liam wants to do this really badly. Though Columbo the GOAT. But so I think the next one we'll do is the Transformers idea. Which is going to be, it's not what most people would expect. I was gonna put Galactus vs. Unicron on here, but then a certain movie trailer came out within the past few weeks. Which is going to be, it is not a Megatron matchup. It is actually Optimus Primal versus Mega Man X. Rise of the Beast coming out gives it a good chance, and I think X is one of the more requested Mega Man reps to come back. You're getting a little lag here. My boy X versus Primal is my friend Fade would say gas. My favorite mythology matchup is Thor versus Susanoo, because I think that sounds cool. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 slots left. Let me trim some stuff down here just to see what I have left on here, because we'll be able to put everything, I feel. Let's see what we got. 3. Okay, so we gotta make. This is gonna be a bit of an interesting. So I have to pick based on. I have 7 on this list here, so I gotta pick 5 of them to stick in slots. Halloween episode. Okay, we'll do that one. Halloween episode. Probably is gonna be like I think it's gonna be an anime matchup with Aaron versus Ken. Yes, I think it will be smart. That is also why I put Killer Instinct in its own category, because they could do either one. And Ken. Dude, Ben likes that idea. It's gonna happen at some point. And to be honest with you, it would fit well with doing more anime-based matches. I'm gonna do technically 2 more It has been deconfirmed. When? Please tell me when it got deconfirmed. I would like to know this. I would like to ask where. Right now. Well, you see, counterpoint. I undeconfirmed it. Why? Because I said so, and my word is law, obviously. Therefore, L plus ratio plus irrelevant plus your mom gay plus insert IP address here. Isn't? I'm trying to find. Come on, yeah. Is the last part of Attack on Titan coming out next year? Yeah, because here, let me check now. Attack on Titan, the fourth and final. Troy 30 say goodbye to Attack. Oh, yeah, okay. From an article? Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember back in season 7 was coming out and Corona was gonna be in. People saying Corona versus Kaneki as a matchup. Honestly, Corona versus Kaneki kind of goes a little hard, honestly, as a matchup. It'd be cool as a DBX. Alright, problem solved. Whoop, 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 whoop. The eraser made a noise when you erase something in Photoshop. What noise would it make? Let me be clear. Bay versus Optimus Prime. No! No! God, me and my friends watched the first 2 Transformers movies, and we had to quit halfway through because one of my friends literally lost his mind watching it. It was so funny. Now the last... Fuck! I want to put this other one on here. I gotta make some choices here. Alright. I think too, with anime matchups, I have like a bunch of anime matchups on here, but I don't want to put like just anime. But it's like, shit, I don't have space for it. I do have a Dragon Ball matchup on here, and that's with Gohan versus Invincible, because I think they would want to do another Invincible idea. But for right now, I'm putting this on here because I think the One Piece is real. No. Yeah. Most people probably know where I'm going with this. Gojo versus Makima. This is a weird one because with Gojo versus Makima, it would obviously bring Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen into the show, but the problem is Makima is so spoiler heavy, I believe is the best way to put it. I haven't read Chainsaw Man, so I can't really verify that, but that's what I've heard from people who have read it. Makima is very spoiler heavy, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna stop them because they have done spoilers in the past. She's very spoiler heavy, yeah, that's what I thought. I saw the Yuji versus Dip Jump. Fuck, I spilled my water. Alright, you're gonna have to wait one moment. Intermission. I have returned. I spilled my water. I didn't put it close enough to my counter, and it spilled all over my soundboard and shit. So can we get a boo womp in chat, please? Where was I? Oh yes, okay. 3 more slots. Boo womp. Alright, so I have a matchup, 2 matchups I want to put on here. Because I think, just because they are very likely, there is an indie game. I know someone brought this up earlier about an indie game matchup, and I do think we could get an indie game matchup. Obviously, we ain't getting Ori versus the Knight, because that was on the poll, but there is another idea. It is not Bendy versus Cuphead. It is actually, if the fucking render would load in, it's not Bendy Cuphead. Unfortunately, I don't see them ever doing Bendy versus Cuphead. That is like a lightning in a bottle, as in terms of DBX. It is actually a Zagreus matchup. Zagreus from Hades. Zagreus would be a very good choice, just because of Hades, because, you know, Hades 2 is also a thing now. But to be fair, they could have picked that before the Game Award, or could have picked the season before that. But even then, Hades is a very popular game, so... I see a lot of Pits in the chat, which is interesting. Because I do like Pit versus Zagreus. But hear me out real quick. Hear me out. Percy Jackson versus Zagreus. Pit is pretty popular. I agree. Pit vs. Angus, pretty popular. And I do think that is also likely. But on the other hand, we have Percy, who is not only super requested to be on the show for years now, but also has this matchup also has the interest of Liam, I believe. And to be honest with you, I think that this would be a very cool curveball idea. Yes, it is, but we don't talk about that. Okay, 2 more slots here. Just looking here. So I'm gonna have to sacrifice a match. So I'm gonna do this one next. So with the return, so we haven't gotten a Power Rangers matchup in a while. And we also have not gotten a He-Man matchup in a while. And He-Man's been kind of on the radar as of recently with Shazam. Indeed, Zeditor, as we like to call it. Plus, with the return of Lord Zed as the big bad for Cosmic Fury, that'll work out quite well. So let me get the Skeletor image. God, this matchup goes really fucking hard versus all of Reddit. So true. You know, if villains had Reddit, or were on social media, well, what do you think they would say? I feel like Skeletor would just post memes all day of him. But they would only be like the dad memes, or the really outdated ones, kind of like how those cringy ass ad campaigns for companies. Zed would just be low tier god, like being real here. Skeletor. Skeletor would be a Twitter guy. Alright, so I have one more slot here. I miscalculated, and I need to figure out what would be... God. So the 2 matchups in questions I think are very solid choices, but I'm unsure which one to put in. The 2 I'm talking about are Garo versus Kenpachi and Escanor versus Whitebeard. They want to bring One Piece back. I know that. But you also have One Punch Man and Bleach. You know, One Punch Man coming back soon, and Bleach getting its anime right now. Yeah, it's one of those things you gotta think. That was just with Meliodas, Sharpclaw. They do... My friend is saying Garo versus Rao. I do not see Garo versus Rao happening. Yeah, they talked about Escanor in the Fireside chat. They definitely said they liked the idea, so... Also, Tiki said he wanted to bring in, like, a different... or a Conqueror's hockey user. So... But that's just Tiki, though, you know? But then again, more One Piece is always welcome. I agree. Ichigo versus Yusuke kind of doo-doo. I think I'm gonna go with Garo versus Kenpachi. I like Eskimo's Whitebeard, but I think this is a little more likely to happen. Personally. So while I get the Kenpachi render, I will give some honorable mentions out for this sheet that did not make the cut. Obviously, Whitebeard versus Escanor. The other one I had on here was Sarge versus Soldier, because it's T of 2. Rex versus Blue Beetle, and Yuji versus Denji. Yusuke versus Yo. I don't know much about Shaman King, but I think it's cool as a Yusuke matchup. It's my preferred just because it sounds the most neato. He's probably gonna die to Garo, which is Tristan. Because Garo's like large planet at bare minimum. I need a background now to the bingo sheet though. I will not say what my most wanted is, because that'd be a little spoilery. Garo versus Cell sounds really mediocre. And I have no I would like Kenpachi versus Mihawk if Mihawk did stuff. That's the one problem I will say with One Piece. He's got all these characters, but some of them don't do anything. And it's big sad because they're cool. Garo versus Infinite, so true, White Oak. Anyway. Well, let's use this background. It's a nice one. It's pretty, the kids say, what was it? I will, Mogus, I will post it on my DeviantArt account, and I will also, or the template on my DeviantArt, and then I'll also post it on my server. So, that's what we got. And, yeah, there we go. That is my sheet for next year. Galactus versus Unicron, David. So, we got to recap, Killer Instinct, Kira Adachi, Hiccup and Toothless, Hero Baymax, just one more thing, Death, Guts, Shepard versus Star-Lord, Koro versus Monokuma, Ant-Man versus Adam, Spawn versus Ghost Rider, Zagreus versus Percy Jackson, Kazuya versus Wesker, Eggman versus Bowser, Vader Obito, Rengoku versus Mirio, X versus Primal, Ken versus Eren, Moon Knight versus Azrael, Mewtwo versus Black Orgrimmon, Zed versus Skeletor, Billy Butcher, Gojo versus Makima, Chosen Undead versus Dragonborn, and Gar versus Kenpachi, and then Devil May Cry. Yeah, it's possible. Let me grab this real quick. What about his chat? Oh, yeah. Thank you, thick grinds. I did not notice this. Bam. I'll tidy this up a bit off stream, because I might want to change the DMC logo out just for something a little brighter, and I'll put some effects over them. I'm trying to get the fucking invite. Here, I'll just do it this way. Here we go. So, Mogus, if you would like to join, that is the link to it. What the fuck? I'm not gonna touch that. But, yeah, this is a pretty fun stream. I enjoyed it. I want to stream more in the future, but my computer cannot handle it sometimes. But, though, if you guys enjoyed, you just click the good old like button. I don't know. The thing people say, the funny like button, yes. And, I will see you in the next live stream, or in the next videos I post within the upcoming weeks. Anyway, I'll see you guys.